Good morning. I'm G. Ramya, lecturer in chemistry. Here in this video, I'm going to explain you about the general properties of D block elements. In the last video, we have learnt about the what are D block elements and the electronic configuration of 3D, 4D and 5D series of D block elements. Here, now we are going to learn about the atomic and ionic size, ionization enthalpy, oxidation states of D block elements, colored ions, catalytic properties, magnetic properties, formation of complex compounds, and formation of interstitial compounds. Atomic size. The atomic size of transition elements decreases to a small extent from left to right as we move from scandium to as scandium is the 3D series elements. As we move from scandium to zinc, the atomic size of the elements decreases to a small extent. This is due to increase in nuclear charge without increase in the number of shells. The next property is ionization potential. Do you know the meaning of ionization potential? The minimum amount of energy required to remove the most loosely bound electron or the valence electron is called ionization potential. So, the ionization potential values of D block elements are greater than S block elements and smaller than P block elements. So, these elements form either ionic or covalent compounds depend on the conditions. The next property is oxidation states. As we all know, the total number of electrons that an atom either gain or lose in order to form the chemical bond with the other atom is known as oxidation states. Here, the transition elements show different variable oxidation states in their compounds. This is due to there is only small energy difference between the 3D and 4s orbitals. As a result, the electrons of both 3D and 4s orbitals take part in the bonding. Let's look into the electronic configuration of 3D series elements. Scandium. See, all the transition elements except the first and last member of each series exhibit different oxidation states. In every transition series except the first and last member, the remaining all the members of the series exhibit different oxidation states. This is due to fact that is there is only small difference between the energies of electrons in the ns orbital and n-1 d orbital. So, with the result, both ns as well as n-1 d orbitals can be used for the compound formation. See, let's look into the electronic configuration and the oxidation states of D block 3D series first element scandium. Outer electronic configuration is 3D1 4s2. It exhibits a variable oxidation states of +2 and +3. The next element titanium with the electronic configuration of 3D2 4s2. Oxidation state +2 +3 +4. And the next element vanadium, electronic configuration 3D3 4s2. Oxidation states +2 +3 +4 +5. And the next one is chromium, whose electronic configuration is 3D5 4s1. It exhibits a variable oxidation states of +2 +3 +4 +5 and +6. And the next element is manganese, whose electronic configuration is 3D5 4s2. It exhibits a variable oxidation states from +2 to +7. And the next one is iron with the electronic configuration of 3d6 4s2. It exhibits oxidation state from +2 to +6. Actually, in the case of iron, you should have the +8 oxidation state, but actually it is +6, which is commonly known. In rare cases, +2 and +3 are the common oxidation states of iron. Iron has the higher oxidation state of +6 but not +8. This is explained on the basis during bond formation only the unpaired electrons of 3d subshell take part in bond formation. Next, the next element is cobalt with the electronic configuration of 3d7 4s2. Oxidation state +2, +3, +4. And the next element is nickel with the electronic configuration of 3d8 4s2. Oxidation states +2, +3, +4. And the next element is copper, whose electronic configuration is 3d10 4s1. It exhibits an oxidation states of +1 and +2. And the next element is zinc, whose electronic configuration is 3d10 4s2. It exhibits an oxidation state of +2. Now let's look into the electronic configuration, oxidation states of 4D series elements. Since the electronic structure of second and third transition series do not exactly follow the pattern of first transition series, the maximum oxidation state in the case of 4D series is +8. 4D and 5D series is +8. In 4D and 5D series, the higher oxidation states are gradually more stable than those of the elements of 3D series. See, the first element yttrium, which exhibits the oxidation state of +3. Next one is zirconium, +3, +4. Next element is niobium. It exhibits variable oxidation states of +2, +3, +4, +5. And the next element is molybdenum. It too exhibits a different oxidation states from +2 to +6. And the next element is technetium. It exhibits the oxidation states of +2, +4, +5, +7. And the next element is ruthenium. It exhibits the variable oxidation states from +2 to +8. And the next one is rhodium. It exhibits oxidation states of +2, +3, +4 and +6. And the next element is palladium. +2, +3 and +4 are its oxidation states. And the next element is silver, whose oxidation states are +1, +2 and +3. And the next element is cadmium with oxidation state +2. Now let's look into the oxidation states of 5D series. The first element is lanthanum with oxidation state of +3. And the next one is hafnium with oxidation states of +3 and +4. And the next element is tantalum with the oxidation states of +2, +3, +4 and +5. And the next element is tungsten, which exhibits various variable oxidation states of +2 to +6. And the next element is rhenium. It exhibits oxidation states of +1, +2, +4, +5, +7. And the next element is osmium. It exhibits different oxidation states of +2, +3, +4, +6 and +8. And the next element is iridium. It exhibits the oxidation states of +2, +3, +4 and +6. And the next element is platinum. It exhibits oxidations from states from +2 to +6. And the next element is gold with the oxidation states +1 and +3. And the last element of 5D transition series is mercury, which exhibits the oxidation states of +1 and +2. Color. All the transition metal form colored complex compounds except zinc. As we know, a complex compound has all the three types of bonds formed between the metal atom and one or more ligands. And the color of these complexes, those formed, are explained by crystal field theory. The next property of D block element is catalytic properties. A catalyst is a substance which alters the rate of reaction without being consumed in the process. A catalyzed reaction has lower activation energy than the uncatalyzed reaction. See, all the transition metals and some of their compounds are used as catalysts. The transition elements in some reactions forms unstable intermediate compounds, and in some other cases they provide suitable surfaces where gases are adsorbed. Many of the transition elements are used as catalysts. For example, nickel is used in the hydrogenation of vegetable oils. Iron is used as a catalyst in the manufacture of ammonia by Haber's process. In the same way, MnO2 acts as catalyst in the decomposition of potassium chlorate. Many of the transition metals are used as catalysts. Magnetic properties. The transition metal compounds are paramagnetic nature. As we all know, paramagnetism is due to the presence of unpaired electrons in the ions or the atoms of the elements. All the transition metal compounds are paramagnetic nature. That is, they possess one of the unpaired electron. The next property of D block elements is complex formation. The transition metal form complex compounds which are known as coordination compounds. The transition metal forms complex compounds, and those compounds are known as coordination compounds. This is due to small and highly charged ions and vacant d orbitals or suitable energies. The elements with vacant orbitals accept the lone pairs from atoms, ions or molecules. They are known as ligands. Interstitial compounds. Transition metals sometimes form compounds of indefinite structure and proportion, and these are known as interstitial compounds or non-stoichiometric compounds. The reason for this formation of interstitial compounds is variable oxidation states or defects in their solid structures. Small atoms such as hydrogen, boron, carbon, nitrogen can reside within the holes present in the crystal lattice of transition elements. So these compounds so formed are known as interstitial compounds or non-stoichiometric compounds. Thank you.